Hey, it's Jake, and on today's episode, you're going to hear an interview I got to have with TikTok's Akana_official. Now, Akana, you may know her from TikTok, from her Barbie sketches, her Teresa Catuto parody, her being the waitress that says everything anyone that's ever worked with customers really wants to say. But there is more to her than just TikTok. And I'm not knocking TikTok. Obviously, I love TikTok. But she is very talented. She's a musician. She can sing in many languages. She can speak in Spanish and Italian. She has a great singing voice. She's just very talented. She's been in some TV shows, and I think she's going to go places. And I'm excited to see where she goes. But this is a great interview. Don't forget, if you are a $10 Patreon supporter, there is a bonus episode. The bonus episode with Akana is pretty good and worth it, I would have to say. So be sure to check that out if you want to support the show and give $10. Let's get on to the interview. Alright everyone, today I am joined here with Akana. You may know her from TikTok as Akana_official. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm excited. You were like one of my favorite people.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from and how was, your life growing up?
I'm from Long Island, New York, and I've lived in New York. I've lived all over New York, but I've lived here my entire life, pretty much. And yeah, growing up, I was always, if you see my TikToks, you could tell I'm kind of like crazy.
Yeah, but you're fun too.
Thank you. I'll say that. Crazy but fun. Let's say that. I've always been that way growing up. Like I've always been a performer. I've always been ever since I was like 2 years old. So when it came to like creating my own content, it was breezy because it was something that I always knew I wanted to do.
So you always knew you wanted to did you always know you wanted to be an actor, or did you always know you wanted to just perform for people?
I always knew I wanted to perform, and then as I got older, I started to narrow it down. Like I used to play many instruments, and I sing, and I write music, and I write all the time. But I think once I got older, I had to narrow it down to something that I really want to do. And I feel like being an actor, you get to do a little bit of everything. So that's why I ultimately went with that as a career choice.
Yeah, because I saw on your website that you can play the piano, the flute. You even have the recorder on there.
Yeah, it's funny because my dad's actually a piano teacher, so I've been playing since I was like old enough to read, and then naturally that moved me into other instruments like flute. I played very seriously for several years. It's funny because recorder, like I never put that on my resume, but there was a time when they were casting like a recorder teacher for some Adam Sandler film, and it was a local Long Island film, and I was like, oh, if I just turn my flute to the side, I could learn the recorder real quick, and I learned it overnight, and I ended up got to work on set with Adam Sandler and some really cool people just for a day. But it was like, damn, like I gotta put that on there.
Yeah, that's awesome. Because when I think of recorder, I think of like primary school. They like make you buy one.
Third grade, yeah. That's pretty much what it is.
Did you go to a regular school, or did you go to I know they have these schools everywhere I've lived at. They're public schools, but they're more geared towards like performing arts.
I went to a regular high school, regular public high school, and then for college I went to strictly an acting conservatory. So it was like night and day between the two.
I feel like it'd be like going from high school, I have to do this, to, oh, this is something I really want to do.
Yeah, exactly. I was lucky because in high school I had a really like committed drama teacher, and he had been my teacher since like 7th grade, and he like took the drama program at the school and just completely turned it into something that was just so much bigger than it was when he started. That's what made me like, I was like, I started to narrow it down. Like I also do dance, I also sing, and then I was like, you know what, this is what brings me the most joy. Drama club is what brings me the most joy. And it's like the weirdest people you meet that are as weird as I am, and the most like close friends that I did have were my friends in drama clubs. Like, you know what, I know I want to do this because I actually did an internship my senior year of high school where I worked with a community theater, and there were plenty of older actors there, and they all they were doctors, they were lawyers, and the acting was something they did on the side, but they never really thought that they could pursue it as an actual career. And I was like, damn, like they're so good. Like any of these people could have actually made it really big. And it made me think because a lot of them were in the 50s, 60s, 70s. And I was like, I don't want to look back at my life and think that I couldn't have done something when I totally could have. I need to do it now. It's going to not happen overnight, but I at least want to say that I tried.
that like gave me goosebumps, literally. You talking about
Oh.
that? I think that's awesome because I feel like I
Yeah.
was in like a similar situation where I wanted to do like acting and stuff, but I never went for it, and a lot of it was because I saw people kind of like you're talking
Well,
about.
the chance is always there. It's the opportunity's never going to disappear, and there's always going to be new acting jobs, no matter how many people are in the business. So
True. Were you filmed a lot as a child? Because you use a lot of like
yeah,
home videos in
yeah.
your TikToks, which I think is
I
actually a really
haven't.
cool thing.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, my dad was always very savvy with the camera. Well, kind of. Yeah, he definitely me and my sister. We have like a lot of like just full tapes of the camera just shaking and nothing happening. Yeah, I think he would put the camera on the TV and have it so that I would be in front of the monitor looking at myself dancing. I'd be like, oh, it's like I'm on the TV. I'm in a music video. I'm as sexy as Britney, even though I'm 3 years old. Like whatever. Like I felt so cool. We have a lot of home videos for sure.
We do too. I think from the time I was born until I was like 10, my mom filmed us every single day.
Oh my
So I was
God.
like, I'm
Yes.
definitely not one of those people who like camera comes on and a lot of people are like, no. I'm like, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep
Let's
living my
go.
life. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool for your birthday. You did a TikTok, and I thought it was just a really good message that people needed to hear about. You don't always have to fit in. You know, you can be weird and quirky, but that's what other people think about you. Because like you even said that about yourself, but I don't really think you are. You remind me of people that I like hung out, you know, in high school with and stuff, and like how we used to act and stuff, and how I even
Yeah.
act today. So like I'm always, I guess I'm kind of weird and quirky too in a way. So
Right.
I just think it's a good message because a lot of people.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it's I feel like a lot of time we're taught to apologize for wanting to express ourselves, whether it be like in just what we want to do in life or what makes us happy, or even especially in a lot of my videos I express it like in our sexuality as well. Like there's always so much shame attached with everything. Like why though? I'm at a point now where I'm like there's no point of feeling ashamed for something when it's not at anyone's expense.
I agree. And I think that just comes with getting older. You kind of also, I guess, maybe become a little bit more comfortable with who you are.
Yeah, for sure.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank
I know
you.
it was about a month ago, but still, you turned 24.
3 weeks. It's okay. Thank you.
How was your pandemic birthday?
It was all right. I had a cupcake.
At least you celebrated some way.
Yeah, but it was good. Hopefully next year I haven't had an actual party since I was 12. So.
Oh, yeah? I turned 30 in October, and my mom was
Oh
like...
my God! Happy birthday!
Thank
Are you
you.
Libra?
Yes.
Libra or Scorpio? Yeah.
Libra, yeah. My niece is like right on the cusp of Libra and Scorpio, and she very...
Oh.
I'm like, girl, you're very... She can be so nice, and then she's like, she turns. But my mom was one to throw a huge party, and I was like, I'm kind of glad that the pandemic hit. I don't need a big party.
Oh, you don't want a big party?
I don't mind turning 30. I remember thinking like when she turned 30, oh God, she's old. But I'm like, I don't feel old.
Right. Yeah, I know. It's weird. My parents had me when they were like in their late 30s and my dad was in his mid 40s. So I don't know. It's just weird to think about. Age is so different now. I feel
agree.
like people like up until the age of like 33 are living with their parents. I mean, I'm on and off go living with my parents and living on my own to pay some what I could do with my student loans and what I could afford, you know?
Yeah, I just moved out in February after 3 years of living with my parents.
Yeah.
After moving out like 3 years before that.
I know. I just moved out probably, what was it, in December? You know, it's like, it's hard, but
And
it's
people
nice to
like,
get the freedom.
I hate how people like older generations like to like kind of like crap on us about that because I want to be like,
No, yeah.
I want to be like, but things are more expensive now.
Things are more expensive for sure.
And
You
it's
got
like
student loans.
That's the main thing.
Yeah.
Right?
That's what's kind of crippling to a lot of people. Because even if you go for a safer job, like as a doctor, you got even more loans to pay. And then you know, it's hard to get an internship because then you have to do an internship on pay. But like, how do I do an unpaid internship? If I don't get paid, then I can't pay my loans. So I got to get a day job, the waitress, and then you kind of get stuck in the same pattern.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. I had an internship last year. It was my last semester, and I didn't get paid. They had me driving around, so I was using my own gas. And then the parking in front of the building, like I think I ended up spending like $300 over the course of the semester.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this is crazy that it's required. Like I understand why, but still.
That's too much. That's how how much I used to pay for the Long Island Railroad. It was like $300 a month to go on a train. I might as well. I was like, I might as well just get a room in an apartment for a couple hundred more.
Right.
Yeah.
When I was researching about you, all I knew about you was TikTok. And then I like find your website. I'm like looking, I'm like, wow, there's more to you than just TikTok. And so I kind of want to talk about some of that,
Sure.
if that's okay. Okay. You actually have had this on TikTok. Some of your earlier videos on there had you singing. And I want to know why you haven't been cast as a Disney princess yet.
I am really kind of tall and full figured. I literally don't think I could fit into a Disney princess outfit.
Well, we need a modern Disney princess then.
Yeah, we do. We need an Italian Disney princess.
There we go. Yes.
With hoop earrings.
Yeah, with hoop earrings.
I've done like little shows here and there, but I know just based on what Disney would be looking for. I thought about working at Disney. I love Disney. Oh my god, honey. But I know I'm the height of like the stepmother figure of like someone that I just don't think I would even fit in the costume. To be completely honest.
That's sad. We need to change that. We need to go to Disney and be
Yeah,
like,
I know.
change this now.
I know.
Well, your singing voice is really beautiful. And
Thank
I also
you.
saw you said you can sing in 9 different languages.
10 now, actually. I
Oh,
just
10.
added Hindi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's interesting that you can sing in the languages, but you wouldn't be able to talk in them.
It's when I do learn the song, I learn like what the lyrics mean. In addition to learning the words, like if it's in Gaelic, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, this means this and this, and now I can speak in Gaelic. Yeah, my singing teachers are always like, you have to know what it means. Otherwise, it was like if you don't know what the lyrics mean, then it's like it defeats. You might as well just play an instrument. That's what the big difference is between singing and an instrument is that you're saying words.
I get that because actually on the last episode we talked about when you have a singer, we were talking about a French singer, and I told him to be sure to listen to the French version because it just seemed like there's more passion there because that's how the song was originally written, but there is an English version and it's good, but it's not as good as the French version.
Right. One of my favorite singers is Indila, and she's a famous French singer, and like I never I'm so bad at French, and then I start listening to her music and I'm like, oh my god, it's so beautiful. And then she has some songs in English, but it's just not the same. Just the flow of the French and how like natural and passionate it is made me actually want to be like, oh, what does this mean? Like I've been listening to this song, like what does it really mean? And sometimes it just literally means like let's party, and other times it's like actually something really meaningful. I'm like, oh my god, there's so much out there.
You can speak, it said conversationally in Spanish and Italian.
Yes.
So does that mean it's conversationally like you're not advanced in it, but you can get by?
I mean, I took Spanish and Italian in high school. My family's Italian, and then Spanish. I used to live in a very Spanish-speaking area in the Bronx, and the job I worked at, half my coworkers only spoke Spanish, like for the most part. So I kind of had to learn both of those. Right now, it's hard because if I'm not speaking it on a daily basis, like my grammar and everything kind of goes out the window. If I had to learn it again, like if I was in a work environment where I did have to speak Spanish or Italian on a daily basis, I could. I don't know if I test my skills right now, but I could. The potential is there.
Yeah, the fact that you can do that, like I'd love to learn Spanish just because it seems like it's growing ever more prominent here in the U.S. And
it's not too hard either. It's at least it has like the alphabet as opposed to like Mandarin,
I also listened to some of your voiceover work. Again, your singing voice is great, but like even like your regular voice is one of those voices that it's just people want to listen to. Like it is soothing and like I don't know, you can do so much with it as well.
Thanks. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah.
Yeah, that like the way you can do that's just awesome to me.
I was always playing it safe on TikTok, like sticking with trends because I was like, how do I go viral? Like you don't want to make a video if it gets 1 view and it's like your view. Like you want people to watch it. You're putting all this effort into it. And I was like, how do I go viral? How does it happen? And then I was like, they kept saying stick to trends. And I was like, that's what I'll stick to trends. And then it wasn't until I just broke from the trends and did my own voiceover stuff that my page went from having 20 followers to 10,000 in 2 days.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it was my first video with the hi, thank you for calling. For English, press 1. Para español, prima número 2. To kiss my ass, press 3.
Yeah, that made me laugh.
People started, I was like, is this going to be taken down because I said ass? Like, is this okay? Like, I was freaking out, but it was a little risky. But biggest thing is people were using my sound and people were using it in different contexts. And that's what made everything blow up. But then the biggest comment, the number one comment got like 4,000 likes on that post was "You sound like Barbie," and I was like, I have a blonde wig that's been sitting in my closet. Let's we're in quarantine. Let's freaking do something.
Your impressions, my favorite was on your impressions reel was Moaning Myrtle.
Moaning Myrtle.
I just thought you did a perfect one. Again, I think it's because of your able to do that vocal work.
Thanks.
That made it sound, like it. And then Lilo.
Oh, yeah.
I love Lilo and Stitch, and I feel like people forget about it.
Yeah, I know, me too. People always used to say in college that I look like, obviously I'm really pale right now, but when I do see the sun, I kind of look like Lilo with my bangs just grown up.
Well, that was great. And then I was also excited to see, because this is my favorite character from The Incredibles. You did Edna.
Oh, yeah. I love Edna.
And I don't think she gets enough credit.
She doesn't get enough credit. Even in the sequel, she's like rocking it.
When I watched the sequel, I was like, where's Edna? I was here for her.
God, you've gotten fat. I love that meme.
So the pandemic probably really flipped a lot of people's lives upside down. But you being in productions, in shows, and I know you've done theater, what were you doing at the time? Were you doing any projects at the time that everything shut down?
So I had just moved to Brooklyn from Long Island. I was living with my parents, and then I started living on my own in December. And then for a couple months, I was just trying to like get back on my feet, like start to, figure out what I really wanted to do. I started getting my reel together. It was like, this pilot season is going to be my pilot season, and there was just no pilot season. Yeah, I was preparing specifically for pilot season because for a long time I worked in theater, and I started to realize that I just like being on camera that so much more. I would do shows that lasted like 6 months at a time, and all I had from the show once it was over was a photo and a little thing on my resume, and I was like, damn, I like when you do on camera work, you have it forever, and you have it on your reel, and you could watch it over and over again. TV pays way more money.
Yeah.
That too. I made more doing background work one day than doing a show for an entire month. So
wow.
That's the difference. I mean, not that I hate theater. I love theater. Oh my God. I love theater. My big dream is to be in television.
All right. I wonder, doing the impressions, like you're funny. You probably don't, you don't consider yourself though like a comedian, do you?
Not really. Like I've always been like the funny one in the family. I mean, actually, no, I have some pretty funny family. But like, yeah, I guess that's the role I play. But yeah, I consider myself an actor, but I'm starting to consider like more comedy's scary though. It's like once you say you're a comedian, it's like, well, is she funny?
Yeah.
Or is she just an actor trying to be,
When you're doing your impressions, you did a really good job on all of them, and it made me think, like, you're in New York, like, would you ever audition for like SNL?
Hell yeah! If I booked an audition, I'd be in there like ASAP. I mean that. Oh my God. Yeah. I watch that show like more than I go to church.
I do too. I like to look up old ones on like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Especially now that the show's not like on. I'm so excited for it to get back. I mean, I still follow all the cast members on Instagram. Like I love Melissa Villaseñor.
I was gonna say, she's one of my favorites.
I freaking love her so much. I love her Instagram. She does like Instagram lives where she'll be like, all right, today we're going to be doing knitting. Yeah, it's going to be really cool. We're all going to knit, and it's going to be fun. Then she'll read one negative comment. She's like, all right, I'm not going to read the comments.
I've never watched her lives, but I just like I've like her stories and stuff. So
yeah.
Like, and what she posts, she's a very creative person who like I like.
Oh, yeah.
She's not just doing. She just says she was in a movie and stuff, but like you would never know it because she's still posting and being just her, normal.
Oh
self.
right, yeah. She even like she draws, she knits like during the quarantine. She's like, all right, we're gonna draw on Monday and we're gonna knit on Tuesday and then stand up on Wednesday. She's just so fun and quirky, and that's definitely something in my career that I aspire to.
So your first post was March 19th, 2020.
Oh no.
Did you get on TikTok originally because you needed a place to be creative since you weren't able to job-wise?
I was definitely curious about it because like I feel like once the second the quarantine started, I was like, all right, well, I might as well download TikTok now because I'm going to be locked in this little tiny apartment for God knows how long. Because I didn't want to download it. I was like, I hate TikTok. I would work at the restaurant. The last shift I worked, we had a party of like 25 teenage girls and they were all in the aisles doing like dancing. I'm like, like I'm about to like drop like this sizzling platter. Like, like I almost spilled a soup on myself. I was like, no. no, I'm never downloading this wretched app. But yeah, then I downloaded it because I miss Vine. At least I love Vine. I was like, oh, is it gonna compare? Or...
That's how I was. I downloaded it in August of 2019, and I got on it once, and I didn't touch it again. No, I posted some stuff, I guess, in September, and then I was like, this isn't Vine. I don't want to be on it.
I know.
And then I didn't touch it again until, when the pandemic started.
Yeah, I feel like it's changed so much too, especially like during the pandemic. I feel like when I first downloaded it, it was all dancing videos, and then as you get to like more stuff, now it's like really specific. It's like Disney content and funny videos and chunky babies and dogs.
And see, that stuff, like I see, like, totally. That's the thing. Like when when I'm looking at people to like have on the show, I'm like asking people like, who do you like? Because like it showed me you, but I'm only seeing who it's saying I can see. I don't know who else is out there. People will bring up these people, and I'm like, I have no idea who they are.
I know.
It's weird, but it's
with
cool.
Like millions of followers that I just found out about. Yeah.
All right. So your first post was actually, I think, a video of your younger self.
Yeah. I actually had videos before that I ended up deleting because it was just like the quality was so bad, and like I use a filter in a lot of my videos from Instagram to kind of like smooth out my skin a little bit, and none of the audio would like sync up with the actual video. I found a way to fix that, luckily, but in my original videos it was like I would do like before and afters and trends and stuff like that.
It's so funny, like all these mobile editing things I have, like, because I'm used to doing video editing on Premiere Pro on a computer, and to me that comes so easy. And I know when I first started it was hard, but like this should not be harder than Premiere Pro for me. But I think it's because it's so easy.
Yeah, at first it was a little tricky because you're like this trying to edit, but I got used to it pretty quickly. It was nice to have like editing on my phone and not have to bring it from my computer, make sure the quality's there, because I did want to try editing stuff on my computer, and it wasn't the same. I don't know why when I transferred the quality wasn't the same, and I don't know, but it's nice to have that. Even if I just want to like add a filter on a video for my Instagram story, like I could do that really, really quick.
So do you edit all of your TikToks then on your phone?
Yes.
That's crazy to me. I would have thought.
Really?
Yeah, just because like I said, I have such a hard time. And I think it's because my thumbs are like big or something. I don't know. I have the hardest time.
I got long fingers. I got alien fingers.
That's crazy. Well, that's awesome that you can do that. I struggle. I'm like, I have to like transfer it to my computer, edit it.
What I really don't understand is when people edit only on TikTok. I tried editing on, that's risky because you got to do the same take, and you got to, they're like, oh yeah, this is how you edit this, and you just press this and press this and press this, and just like I just bring the splice and let me just micro-organize everything.
So the first sketch I saw of you, it was the Teresa Catuto sketch, Medium of the Gays.
My name is Teresa Catuto. I was born with the gifts. I talk to the gays. I feel like there's so much character development with all the characters. Like I feel like looking back on them, I was like, wow, they've changed so much. They're so much more intense now. Like everything is like,
Yeah, the latest one, I think maybe you posted it yesterday or a couple days ago from her. I'm like, she like lashes out. I'm like, you go, girl.
Yeah, I feel like it started off like really like mostly comical, but it got to a point where I was like, I noticed a lot of people were commenting in the videos like, thank you so much. Like I don't have anyone in my family. Like my family doesn't accept me, and your videos make my day, and it makes me feel more accepted in the LGBTQ community. Like, damn, like I started to realize like I'm a little spoiled because I live in Brooklyn. It's pretty progressive here, but even so, like it's still made me realize like this is something that people are actually looking forward to, and something that actually makes people feel good. So if I could keep making people feel good, then that's what feels good to me, And it's honest. It's not like I'm saying it just for clout. Like it's something that genuinely comes from the heart, and I think that's why it resonates with a lot of people.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like that you're reaching people like that.
A lot of people especially in the gay community and the LGBTQ community in general, like depression is very, very, very common, unfortunately, and like mental illness is very, very. It's too common, and it's just even just having that one video that you watch every day, that kind of like that one thing that keeps you like, okay, like I can keep going. That's what's important to me.
Well, I think that's great that you've been able to do that with these videos. That was a little bit deeper than I thought that would go, because I'm like, it's a funny thing, but like for it to be reaching people and like kind of resonate that way. That's
yeah,
amazing.
Yeah, for sure.
Have you ever met the inspiration, Teresa Caputo?
I have not. I feel like now, like I'm like manifesting my, like she only lives like a couple towns over over from where my parents live. So if I just happen to be in the area, I mean, she's done readings in like my town multiple times on television. So I'm like, if I just keep circling that area, maybe I'll see her.
Yeah, I knew she was the Long Island medium, but I didn't know like if you guys were close. Because like, how did you come up with the character?
So I was actually working on my Teresa Caputo, or Caputo, however Italian you are, impression for my impression reel. And if you watch my impression reel on YouTube, you see I do a Teresa Caputo impression. And it was the weirdest thing. I'd always like kind of thought about having a gay medium character, but I was so afraid it was going to come off as offensive that I kind of stepped back from it. But I said, my name is Teresa Caputo. I was born with a gift. I talk to the gays. I was like, I was watching it back. I was like, that's so weird that I said gays. I meant to say dead. And I was like, all right, let's watch the next take. And then in the next take, I said gays again. I was like, right, the next take, I'll definitely, because I don't want to do another take. My battery's low. I said it 3 times. I said gays. I was like, all right, it's meant to be. Like, I am a medium.
maybe there were some dead gays. They were like, gays.
There were some dead gays. They were like, we need.
The Barbie series, you brought kind of like how it came to be. I love how dark it is. Yeah,
I feel like it's funny because Barbie seems like this very surface level nightmare-inducing comedy, but I think the reason why it is so successful is that because a lot of people resonate with it. Like, Barbie is exactly how she's perfect and everything she does is just perfect. Like, what if Ken really were to cheat on her? Like, is she still like gonna be like, it's okay, I understand? Like, no, she's gonna fuck shit up. Like, she's had it up to here for way too long. She's been around since 1959. She's not dealing with bullshit. How would she really feel? And how would she interact with other characters is what I always wanted to know, like, honestly.
And I feel like the whole Barbie thing kind of comes at a good time because, Barbie is, itself, like, is it Mattel that makes them? Whoever the toy company is, they like are trying to make her more, like every girl. So I feel like it kind of also resonates. Like, it's better than, they were going to do a Barbie movie, and I'm like, this is better than that Barbie movie could have ever been.
Aw, thank you. I'm just having flashbacks to like being like, hi, welcome to my cult.
Your Waitress series is, I've never been a waiter, but I worked at a grocery store for 9 years. So the customer service stuff, like, I have like PTSD. So watching it, I'm like, ugh.
I know. I'll be at home sometimes and because the restaurant I work at right now, because of the pandemic, they had to cut down on staff, and when I work, I'm by myself. So I need to like answer the phone, take care of anyone like that's at the front. I have the front of the restaurant, the back of the restaurant. When I get home from a busy shift, I can guarantee you I'm gonna have nightmares. Absolutely guarantee you.
I just like that in obviously the videos you kind of like say what we're all thinking to like these complicated and difficult customers. That's my favorite part.
The saddest part is that I want to say 95% of it is not exaggerated.
I believe you.
The area the area I happen to work in right now, it's a higher income area. So people tend to feel that they could treat you like less than because you are their server. Yeah, and it's frustrating because a lot of them, like, I see them every day. I'm nice to you every day. Like, just, oh my God, leave a tip. How I make my money,
Yeah. A video I didn't see of yours originally, but I saw it now, and it, like, I watched it a few times. I sent it to some friends. I made my boyfriend watch it. The robot bedtime story. And it said human literature, and it was apple bottom jeans in the robot voice. I don't know. That was so funny to me.
I want to do that again. I just need to find. Oh, you know what? I could do the Cardi B song.
I was gonna say WAP.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm definitely doing that now.
You got it now. Yeah, I definitely think that's something that you should look more into because I don't know, it was like so funny to me. You did a video about like the rich people that you graduate from school with,
right?
And how they seem to like not have any issues, and I feel like we all like know people like that.
Oh, for sure. I was watching a video of Hannah Harpist, who actually is the harpist behind that viral sound that it's like you have to start romanticizing it, It's actually like an actual woman playing a harp live. So I thought that was so cool. And then I follow her, of course. But she was talking about like how she's been playing harp for all these years and she can't even afford a harp. I mean, harps are freaking expensive. They're like at least $30,000. She was talking about how people she graduated that would come back to school would say like, oh yeah, like I just did an internship. And then she would ask like, how did you pay rent? She goes, oh, well, my parents took care of that. I was like, that's the same exact thing that happened at my school. So I was like, let me make because I don't know if I'm that good with story times. I like I like being able to reenact it with like a green screen background and make it very dramatic.
Well, I think that
that's more my
fits what
style.
that's your style. I think it works.
Yeah.
I also recently did a cashless robbery with, the coin shortage. I thought that was funny. And then like you offer a quarter and like, that's
I literally
sad.
that day I had 5 cents in the tip jar. There's 5 cents and a bracelet. I always think about that. Kept having nightmares that someone would come in and rob the place. And now that we just like don't have cash and like we have like buckets of soy sauce. Like I don't know if they want like what would I give them? Like I have nothing. There's nothing to. You want a chair? Like we got lots of chairs. Like I don't know what you want. Like decor. I have no idea. When you don't do like a good impersonation, people will be like this is my family. You hurt my family. I'm like relax. Like I did a video where I did a video. It was based on a true story of when I tried ordering gluten-free in an Irish pub.
I saw that.
And it was an Irish pub in New York City. I guess I should have clarified that. But then people were like, no, in Ireland, everyone's so accommodating to celiacs, and everyone like that's not something that happened in Ireland, and I'm insulted. And then I wasn't trying at all with the dialect, but it was not trying at all. Like I was never meant to insult anyone. Oh my God. I mean, I'm 10% Irish myself, but not that warrants me to do a shitty accent. Dialect, I should say dialect. But yeah, people were like, this is an insult to my culture, and people were giving it like thousands of likes. I was like, oh my God, like it's just a video about like, nothing. Focus on something else. Like what the hell?
And so now you have to apologize to the country of Ireland.
Yeah, now I gotta go to Ireland and
Ask
formally
for forgiveness.
apologize. Yeah, and bring gluten-free snacks for everyone.
Your TJ Maxx video felt real.
It was real. Those were real pictures that I took. That was actually
yeah?
spoiler alert. That was from a Marshalls. But I feel like more people know TJ Maxx like worldwide, so I did TJ Maxx instead. But it was those are real pictures I took.
Well, I literally was just in like a couple weeks ago in a Marshalls,
love Ross.
and a TJ Maxx, and I'm in all of them, and I'm like, I was kind of like that. I was like, there's something wrong. I was like, I can walk through the aisles. Everything's organized.
I know.
I'm like, what's up?
I was like, there's multiple items of the same thing. Like there were like 10 of the same pots, and they never usually have that. All the bras and like organized. I remember looking at it like, holy crap. I didn't realize that this is gonna bother me. I like the journey of like finding something and being like, I found it at the bottom of the maternity clothes. I found these great pair of shoes.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy because I'm like, it's normally just looks like how I used to keep my room. Like, why is it clean?
What is there aliens among us? Is that what's happening?
You've done some videos. So are you vegan and gluten-free in real life?
Yes.
Okay. It seems to anger people. I don't know why this angers people. I've seen some of those and people
It's
comment.
not right. I need my, it's funny because all my life I ate everything. I never I was always the person to judge any vegetarian. Like just eat meat. The animal's already dead. Like who the fuck cares? That was always, and then I don't know, something like one of my closest friends in college that I was living with went from being, my diet to being like passionately vegan very quickly. And then I didn't even know like what a vegan was until she went vegan, and then I started to realize like I do it mostly for like the animal liberation meeting, because like if you do it for health reasons, like you could still eat animals and be healthy, but it's it's also about the animals' health too. So that's something that was really important to me. And then I just started meeting more and more vegans, and then eventually I did a show at my school with Alan Cumming, who was so sweet to come to our school and do a show with us because he happened to know the director.
That's awesome.
What the hell?
Yeah,
but
that's
he was
crazy.
vegan as well, and he offered us vegan snacks. I was like, wow, he's vegan and she's vegan. I was like, maybe I'll just do like a 3-day no meat. And my friends were like, yeah, okay. And then 3 days went by like that, and I was like, oh, that wasn't so hard. And I started to learn like you could still have like the taste of meats without like I still like a good sausage, I like a good burger, I like a good lasagna. You could still make all those things without it. I mean, the only thing that's different is the convenience of it. But yeah, I mean, because I do work at a vegan restaurant, so I'm spoiled a little bit.
Yeah, I've tried some of that stuff, and it does taste like, I mean, you would never know, like,
Yeah, when you find the right stuff, it either tastes like, I feel like there's no in between. It's either good or it's like,
because I watched some show that like I went like meat free for like 2 weeks, and I could do it, and I probably could like literally do it, because I'm like, I hate cooking meat myself. Like, it's so disgusting. Like, I
Yeah.
hate dealing with it.
It used to never bother me, and something just clicked in my head, or it was like, huh.
Yeah, I don't know why it angers people because it's like it's not like you're saying you watch this now you're vegan. You're never gonna
No,
have meat
yeah.
again. It's like, and that's
Yeah.
what's weird about the online stuff is if I don't like a video, I never comment I hate this or anything.
No, right. And never, ever. And even if I do get really, really mean comments, I delete them right away as soon as I see them. So I don't think you'll see too many negative comments on my posts.
I haven't.
Because
Yeah,
I'll
that
just,
makes sense.
I'll just get rid of them. Because the people start liking those comments and it creates a frenzy of hate. That's not why people come to my page. You come to my page to have fun. That's like my motto. Like, let's have fun. Like, that's it. Like, that's all, like, what we're here to do is to have fun and to make sure that other people have fun. That's our mission in life, and then we die.
You're kind of like safeguarding even like your community in a way by doing that.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't want people to be mad at each other. Even the video with like the Irish dialect, like I just deleted all those mean comments and then focus on the comments where it was like, oh my God, this happens to me all the time too. Like that's the people I was trying to reach out to, not the entire country of Ireland and some girl from Jersey that also happens to be 10% Irish that's insulted by that for whatever reason.
I was gonna say most of the people that probably came for you about that Irish video probably are like they got their ancestry.com thing done, their
No,
little
yeah, I
23andMe, and they're like, yeah, 10% or less, and never even been to Ireland. Other video that seemed to kind of get recently, I did see some negative people in there, but you probably just hadn't got to it. I think you had just recently posted it. Was the video about pansexuals and about the joke, you must like pans or whatever, not being funny. It's like, I'm not pansexual, but even I'm tired of that joke. It's like, it's not original, it's not funny. It's like, what?
I know.
I won't be like, it's 2020. Like, I think like Brandon Urie said he's pansexual. It's like, it's not like it's the first time you've heard this. Like,
no, yeah.
and it angers people for some reason. I think it's just because they don't take time to kind of read up what it's about.
No, yeah. It means, it just means you're attracted to a person as opposed to a specific gender, and that's fine. Like, people are just like, no, but then then you're bisexual. I'm like, well, not quite, but it's like, and the joke is just with the pans. I'm like, and then, well, in my country, in Mexico, pan is bread. And I'm like, okay, so you must really like bread. I was like, okay.
You should have been like, I don't, because I'm gluten free.
Yeah. I can't have gluten. Sorry. I did just buy some really good gluten-free bagels that are in my fridge right now. Ooh, those are so good. Anyway.
Now you're like, as soon as this is over, I'm getting a bagel.
I know. I still love black bread, but I just can't have wheat. Like, there's a bakery around the corner from my house that's vegan and it has like gluten-free options, like cream cheese fudge brownies. Like, I'm gonna live. I'll be fine.
Yeah. I really like that Tabitha Brown that was on TikTok. I don't know if she still is. I don't see her videos anymore. I follow her, but I never see them. But I know she kind of like became bigger than TikTok.
Yeah. I feel like all the big people that I used to follow are not on my For You page anymore, and I feel like I'm definitely not on a lot of people's For You page anymore because my views went from having like an average of 100,000 to now it's like I'm lucky if I hit 20,000.
The algorithm changed in June, like plummeted, like I think everybody's. I don't think it mattered how big you were, and then it never went back up. It's kind of strange.
I feel like because I do get paid a little bit now. So I feel like now that I actually get paid, they're like, well, we don't want to get, if she gets more views, we have to pay her more. I don't know if that's what it is, or
they put like they put some newsletter out saying this isn't happening, and I'm like, but do we believe you?
Yeah, I know. Even like big people like Chunky's dead. Like, I just found out she's been posting like every day, and I still follow her, and she just hasn't been on my For You page. It's just weird.
Yeah, it's very weird. And that actually kind of leads me into my next question. Next Sunday, do you think TikTok will officially be banned?
I don't.
I don't either.
Yeah, I feel like there's just too many people have so much invested in it that are too powerful. They're just not gonna. These people are like billionaires now from this company. They're not just gonna let it die.
Yeah, I kind of feel that way as well, and I kind of feel like I don't know if all of us that like are on it and love it are just being blindly optimistic, but I feel like something will happen. Because if you take away all the countries that would be under the U.S. operations, that's gonna be most of the audience. So
that's why I'm like keep trying to push people like to go to other forms. Like I have my YouTube, which is it's getting there, and then my Instagram as well, which is not anywhere near where my TikTok is right now. But just God forbid, like if it did shut down, like I'm not stop posting. Like, I'm gonna see now that I actually have like a base following, I could grow it from somewhere as opposed to when I was trying to do YouTube originally. It's like I put my first video out like, yay, and then it's like 0 views.
Yeah,
One
I tried
view. And
YouTube on and off, and it's a lot harder to grow on there.
yeah, it is. It's for sure. It's not like you could do the hashtags and stuff aren't the same as they are on TikTok. Because TikTok, you're swiping constantly, whereas YouTube, you have to search to find what you want to see.
Which I do feel like they're getting a little bit better at recommending, but it's still kind of like I'll get this random video, and it's like the other day I had one. All the stuff kind of looked normal, and then it was like drag racing, like actual drag racing, and I'm like, that's not for me.
Oh, actual like car. I was like, what? That's
Yeah.
yeah.
I was like, that's random. As far as the future, you talked about wanting to be on TV. Do you want to be in movies? Do you want to write your own TV show and be in it? Or like, what kind of future do you see?
What I realized about TikTok is that I actually like writing too, like comedic stuff. Because people have straight up like took my ideas. Like there was a video that actually got more views than mine. It was the Barbie video. It was like, oh, it turns out Ken cheated me with a Bratz doll. And someone else did it. And it was like, it wasn't even like the level of production that mine was, but it still was funny and it still got a reaction from people. So it made me think like, oh, even if I'm not in the video, like at first people were like, aren't you mad? Like people were using your stuff. And I was like, at first like, yeah, a little bit like, but at the same time, I was like, even if I'm not the one saying the words, like what I'm writing is still funny. So that made me think like, oh, like maybe I could be more of a writer and an actor at the same time. And that's what I love about TikTok is that I get to do everything. Like when I'm just acting, which I love, but I felt like in the past, like, you know, if you get a director that doesn't give you enough creative freedom, you kind of feel a little stuck. It's like, well, I feel like maybe I should go center stage for this part. That way, yada, yada, yada. And they're like, no, it can't be that way. And then it just so happens that, you know, you're right. And then they don't want you to be right. It's like there's too many cooks in the kitchen, whereas when it's just me, like I get to write it, I get to be in it, I get to special effects. I sometimes write my own music for the TikToks. A lot of times I'll use it from Splice, but there are many times where I'll compose my own little sound effects. You know, it's my voice, it's my everything. Like I'm directing, I'm doing everything with the video, and I'm the one that's putting it out there and promoting it. So I like having that power. I definitely want to focus on acting, but eventually I definitely see myself writing and producing stuff on my own.
If TikTok continued to grow, like let's say the pandemic continues and there's not many acting jobs out there and it continues to grow, would you be okay with being big, you know, online present, you know, influencer or personality, doing your stuff on TikTok and YouTube? I
kind of love it. It's something that I've always like never wanted to admit it that I wanted to be like internet famous, but it's pretty cool because you have like so many people commenting for the most part, like nice things every day. Like people will DM me like, just, you know, like keep doing what you're doing, you're awesome, things like that are just like, oh,
yeah, you kind of have direct access to your fans.
Yeah, it's like I'll come home from a 10-hour shift of being harassed and yelled at by customers, and then have like, you know, all these DMs of people that I'm trying to respond to as quickly as I can of just nice things and how it just makes them feel happier. But what's also good about it is that I've never been recognized in public. Not
I was
like
going to ask
nobody.
you that. Have you ever been recognized?
No, but I think maybe once there was I saw a gay on it. Like whenever I see a gay look at me for a little too long, I'm like, because I don't have the wig on. I think I look pretty different without
you do.
hair and makeup. But I saw one. I was like, he's looking at me funny. I'm like, And then he had his phone like as if he was taking a video. Like here, and I was like, no, he's not. And then he left the flash on, I think. So when you do a video with flash, it's just like a prolonged, but the way the phone was, I was like, I don't know if that's his flash. Like, should I tell him? I don't know if it was that or if like he's out to kill me. It could be either like one of the two. Someone's like, oh, you know who you look like? And I'm like, who? I'm like, oh, they must know me. And it's like, a nice person. Let me try to sell you something. I was like, no.
They'll be like, you know who you look like? You look like that girl that does Barbie on TikTok.
Yeah.
And you're like,
no.
I am.
No. I recently made a video at the restaurant, like what a scenario would be like if a customer was like watching my videos and commenting. Like, have you seen this girl on TikTok? She's crazy. I'm like, yeah, she's fucking nuts. She needs intense psychological help like right now.
That's funny. what are some hobbies and interests outside of TikTok and performing? Or is it just kind of like, I mean, you're a waitress, so that's not a hobby, that's your job. And so is performing and stuff to a degree.
I do like food. So
Okay.
that's the one thing, that's the one plus about working in a restaurant is I get like 2 meals a day from there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and it's a vegan Pan-Asian restaurant, so the food is pretty freaking good. I'm pretty spoiled with that. I like going, veganism is one of my passions, eating like food, cooking, but also going to restaurants. And I've always wanted to do like vlogging of more vegan restaurants and stuff like that, but I just, I'd have to do like a slower transition because I feel like all my fans now are like, not that I'd stop doing what I'm doing now, but I want to definitely add that to everything that I'm already doing. But my fans now are like, they signed up for Barbie, they signed up for Teresa. So if I do like a vegan video, it's like, it's not what I signed up for, but thanks.
I believe in you that you can figure out a creative way to get that message in there. Whether it's another character or something, I don't know.
Right. I keep watching these videos where it's like, I found the cutest little coffee shop in New York City. They do these little tiny mouse imprints inside your coffee. And it's like, someone did it with Chipotle. And it was just the funniest thing. It was like, I found this really cute Mexican restaurant and you get to choose your own toppings. It was just like, it's so stupid. I love it.
On TikTok, you have now 511.6 thousand followers and 10.5 million likes.
Yee.
Do you check your followers often or no?
My mom checks more than I do. She'll be like, she goes, oh my God. I go, what? You hit 10 million. I was like, followers? No, likes. Oh my God. She updates me more than I do, but I definitely check. Now that it's starting to plateau because I'm posting a little, I'm definitely going to be posting more. This past month I've been moving. I just moved to an apartment around the block. Work has been busy and I've just haven't been feeling so great, but definitely will be posting more this next month.
I mean, I'm wondering, like, you've grown a ton, like, since you started, so I'm, like, wondering if you'll even cross close to 1 million followers before the end of the year.
Hopefully. Yeah. At one point I was getting like 10,000 followers a day. At this point I'm about 1,000, 2,000 a day, which is weird to think about because Instagram, if I get like 10 followers on Instagram, at one point I was like, wow, I'm really making it big. But now I'm like, I got 3,000 on TikTok today. Like maybe tomorrow will be better. I'm like, relax, lady. Like you're a little spoiled at this point. I'm starting, I don't want to take it for granted, but it's humbling a little.
Yeah, I mean, and I get that because like mine was like really growing, and I was just kind of doing like random videos, and they still are random videos. Like it's not great, but like so I'm only getting like sometimes I'll get like 1,000, and then I'll get like I average around 200. Like I'm doing something totally wrong, but if I don't get one that hits like 200, I'm like, but then like the Instagram post that I posted on my personal Instagram got 2, and I'm like, woohoo, 2 likes on Instagram.
No, yeah, I know. It's like, who liked it? Let me check out all their information and where they're,
Exactly. And normally it's like, some, porn looking girl who, it's spam. It's like, cool.
Alicia from Spain.
Yeah. For the longest time, I was getting emails, like spam emails, and it was like, I've been watching you through your apartment window. And I'm like, okay.
What?
Yeah, it was very weird. But it was like totally fake. It was like, come around the corner.
Maybe they are.
Yeah, well, that's what I was like, are they?
Hello?
People worrying about other people finding their TikToks. You did a video on this. I think that's so funny because I have friends who are like, I don't want any friends or I don't want my family to find out about it. And I go to their page and I'm like, it's cause you're like just doing thirst traps. Like, yeah, I don't think you want people to know that that's what you're doing. Like, I get it. But like you're doing like actually like good content. So yeah, it's like, please watch me.
Yeah, it's weird because Barbie is absolutely just psychotic. Absolutely nuts. I don't want people to think that I have days where I'm like that, but like I don't want people to think that I'm actually like in a cult. Like my mom's like, you can't put that information out there. Like they're gonna think like you're in a cult. We can't have that in the family. Like they're gonna come and find us. I'm like, no, but yeah, it's definitely with my friends and family. They already know what I'm like, so it was like big shocker. But with people that you're a little like getting to know, like people that you're just starting to, it's like it's so much. It's like, hi, my name's Akana. But it's not really Akana, but it is. And then I also have all these other characters that I play, and I have a wig collection. It's so different. Like my Instagram compared to my TikTok. Like at one point, my Instagram was all like bikini pictures and like stuff. And then you watch TikTok, it's like this is not the same. This is like a demon went into this girl. Not the same person at all.
I though feel like, because like when I first started dating my boyfriend, I used to like kind of like hold off on sharing people till I like met him, but then I was like, here's all my stuff. I'm like, this is me. Like, there's me doing different characters. Like, I have, you know, this. I'm like, you can check it out, and you know, it didn't scare him away.
Yeah. You should definitely like. It'd be so great if I would take my own freaking advice for once, but you can't like change. You can't tone down who you are when you're getting to know someone. I feel like that's a big mistake I've made. Like, I feel like I've toned myself down and like tried to make it seem like, oh yeah, like I make TikToks once in a while, and oh yeah, like it's like I have 500,000 followers and I got 10 million views last month, and now I'm getting paid, but no big deal. It's like you know, it's something like going forward that I know I'm just gonna have to be upfront about, because it is biggest chunk of my life is not just TikTok, but acting. And I'm not always going to be like this pretty girl. Like, I'm going to be pretty, you know, like playing characters that are, because when people hear that you're an actor or an actress, they think, oh, like you're going to be in Grey's Anatomy or Law and Order and play these roles where you talk like this. You're going to be the romantic lead. It's like, no, like sometimes I'm going to play someone that's, you know, mentally insane, or someone that without makeup and just not looking like myself at all. And I think it's important to be upfront with that in the beginning. That way it really allows you to meet someone that you're actually compatible with and actually can genuinely have fun with.
Yeah, I agree. You were talking about being like a different person. I watched your drama reel with all the shows that you've been on, and yeah, there was some of those I was like, that doesn't even look like her. Like...
I know. I feel like my dad says the same thing. He's like, "Hon, you look completely different." So he always stresses to me that's like my biggest asset, because I'm very, not to be mean to myself, I don't mean this mean way, but I'm very plain looking. Like everything, like my makeup on my face, like if I were to take it off, I would look like a white mask. Like I'm very, I don't have very dominant features. So when I do my makeup a certain way, or if I do my hair a certain way, or if I put a wig on a certain way, like I look like a different person. Like, especially because like if I have my bangs, I look one way, but if I have my bangs back, like that's a different person. If I have my Teresa wig on, that's a different person. Like that is not the same person. Even in my Kim wig, like I sent a picture of my Kim wig to one of my friends. They were like, who's that? I was like, me. But you know, when I wear a nude lip, like if I were to wear a nude lip, I'd look completely different. If I take my hoops off, I don't even look Italian anymore. It's like, who am I?
When you partied your bangs just then, you kind of looked like, do you know the YouTuber Safia Nygaard?
I do not.
Well, she's kind of cool, and actually she has a really good speaking voice as well. But she, you kind of looked like her just then.
Yeah. People tell me all the time that they go, oh, I thought this was Lauren Z Side from YouTube. They're like, you look just like her. I thought that was her. I was like, no. I made a video about how we're different people. I did a video like comparing how we looked, and we do look pretty similar. We look like we could be sisters for sure. But then I did a video comparing myself to myself. I was like, people say I look like Akana, but do I? And people were like, no, I don't see it. You're prettier than she is. I was like, the same picture. I just took this picture 2 minutes ago. What the hell?
Well, I feel like that for acting, that's probably a good asset to have, to kind of be morph into any type of look.
It's hard at first because in acting school they stress like, what's your type? What's your type? And it's like, well, it depends. Am I wearing makeup or am I not? Because if I'm not wearing makeup, I genuinely look ill. And I feel like it's not necessarily bad. It's like those are roles I like playing. Like I could play like a witch, or I could play like someone who's mentally deranged, or someone who a criminal, you know, like because I just don't look like that. But then when I have my makeup on, I look like a little bit more of like a hooker or seductress kind of role, just the way I dress up on a daily basis.
Again, I feel like, I guess, seeing how people do get typecasted and they're the same part all the time, I think it's cool that you can do a variety, because I don't think a lot of people can do that. I guess the con would be maybe it's a pro. If you got, you know, even more famous, maybe people wouldn't notice you. I mean, your true fans probably would, but maybe it's, you know, something that, you know, good. They're like,
it's kind of cool. It's like they don't even know. I had this like, when those girls came in and they were doing TikToks, they were like, yeah, she has like 10,000, and now I'm like, wow, cute. Like your server, because there were these girls that came in the other day to the restaurant, and they didn't tip me. It was very weird. They seemed really cool, and they were really nice. It was like a $50 bill, and they just like put a slash of the tip, which was like, I'm like, did they not know to leave it? It was just like weird to me. But they're like, yeah, follow our friend. Like you should follow her. Yeah, for sure. And you know, she has like 87,000 followers. I'm like, oh, cute. And then she follows me, not realizing that I have 500,000 million followers. Like she's doing it out of pity because it's like, oh, the poor waitress. And they're like, oh, everything good today? You enjoy it? And I'm like, they're watching my TikToks about how I interact with customers, and that's why they didn't want to tip me.
I was kind of thinking maybe they didn't tip you because they saw your video that hurt Ireland.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's got to be it. Yeah, because one of the girls seemed a little British, so you never know.
Seemed a little British. That's funny.
Not even the same whatever.
Same kind of region,
Yeah,
different
it's
accent.
over there. My British friends are gonna kill me. Some of my closest friends are from England, and if they hear this, they're gonna tear me apart for sure.
Do you have anything that you want to plug? Like, I know you're trying to get the 10K on your Instagram, which by the time this comes out, maybe you'll have 10K. I don't know. Do you want to put that out there?
Akana Official, AKANA_official on Instagram. Call today for your free information packet.
That's great.
There's no information packet, but if you want to call, you also can't call. Just follow me on Instagram. I'll be there. I hate saying that though. It's like, follow me now. It's like, it's your choice. If you want to have fun, like, join us. If not, cool.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
So if you guys have any questions about this interview, you guys can direct it to her Instagram or TikTok. Follow her, talk to her, get to know her. She's great.
Thank you for listening to Hey, It's Jake. Wasn't that interview amazing? I really enjoyed it. Again, you can follow Akana at Akana_official. Let's get her to 10K on Instagram. And you can follow the show on at It's Jake Pod everywhere. You can follow me personally on TikTok if you want. I'm trying to get to 10K, and I'm going to eat a Black Reaper pepper chocolate, and I've heard it's really painful. If I get to 10K, I'm going to eat that. That's at RealJakeLX. And don't forget about the bonus episode on Patreon. And thank you for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and tune in next week for another interview with an amazing content creator.